Welcome to another episode, everyone. Loose cannon from 60s involved in the RICO Act that came down upon the 60s head a few months ago. Is in federal custody. Word is he got knocked out by Hoover. Is this true? Did Loose Cannon, sweetie, get knocked out by Hoover? Not only that, now the streets have it, in the YouTube streets, that he crashed 3 Hoovers just the day before. Loose Cannon crashed on 3 Hoovers. Boop, boop, boop. Popped out on 3 Hoovers right there in the feds. And as a result of that, the next day, he got knocked out by a Hoover. What's the real story here? Well, it is indeed true. Loose Cannon got put down. He got mollywopped. He got bing bam, boom boom. He got hit in the jaw. He dropped. He got knocked out by a Hoover. I tapped in, I called in, and I got some information. He indeed did essentially get packed out a few days before, the day before, a couple of days before. All of this is really just over some of the things that Loose Cannon has said on the internet, some of the things that he's been involved in. Basically, these guys, these Hoovers, these individuals were just not feeling him. And so they had some sort of spat, and they got on him. And no, from my understanding, he did not knock out 3 Hoovers and he did not win the fight. So let me get this right. One day, Loose Cannon gets knocked out by one dude, regardless of where he's from. We can leave the hoods out of it. He got knocked out by one dude. But just the day before that, 3 dudes couldn't knock him out. In fact, he beat all 3 of them up. Well, what happened to that Herculean strength the next day when you got knocked out by one dude? Now, I'm not here to glorify and glamorize any black man getting his ass knocked out. But I'm just saying, Loose Cannon has had a lot to say on the internet and been involved in a lot of stuff with No Jumper, Big U, and everyone else. And he's had this tough persona going like a lot of other YouTubers for some time, had some of the masses fooled. But now, he's there in federal, the FDC, it's like the county jail for the feds. I've never been there. I've never been to the feds. I don't know how it works. I do know that the feds, like anywhere else, can and will get violent. There's gang banging, there's tension, there's violence. So it's not surprising that he's found himself in a couple of situations. Now, his girl, wife, whomever she is, Sharice Mills, Loose Cannon's girl, Sharice Mills, did a video in which she said that some individuals speaking on Loose Cannon were just clout chasing. That they had just contacted her, asking her, could they run some content on Loose Cannon? Could they do a reaction video to Loose Cannon? And now you're making videos talking about he got knocked out. She said that these individuals keep Loose Cannon's name in their mouth. That that's all they think about is running content on her husband. That they need to mind their own business and essentially find some other content. However, during this video, she did not deny that Loose Cannon got knocked out. All she said was that he was in the hole. She confirmed that he was indeed in the hole, basically for a fight, for a situation the day before. But then she also said, she went on to say that Loose Cannon had got with 3 Hoovers the day before. That the day before he supposedly got knocked out, allegedly got knocked out again. She didn't deny it. And the word I got is that he indeed took a fall. But before this, he squabbled up 3 Hoovers, and I suppose, he came out smelling like roses. He came out okay. And perhaps, based on what happened just that day before or 2 days before, with him getting into it with 3 different Hoovers, led to this one particular Hoover approaching him and knocking him out. Based on whatever happened the day before, the incident before. It was a carryover. That's the understanding. That's the word. He got into it with a few Hoovers. They squabbled up. And however that happened, whatever the outcome was, he was still popping it, whatever. So the next day, 2 days later, another Hoover, oh man, this dude's still on this shit. This dude's still popping. He ain't had enough yet. 3 motherfuckers ain't got on you, and you still popping it. Sweetie, sweetie. Okay, we on you. I'm on you. So then he get with him, and as I said, as the story goes, he knocked him out. I wasn't there. I'm not there. I don't know this to be a fact. I do not know this to be a fact. But the person that I spoke with just this morning, because I seen people running content on it the last couple of days, but I didn't want to get involved because I hadn't spoken to anyone, and I'm not there. So I don't know what really happened, just going around saying this dude done got knocked out. And it turns out that it's not true. I just didn't want to touch it. But after I spoke to someone today, and he has direct contact with these individuals right there in this same facility, then I said, okay, well, it's making sense. You have to remember the Hoovers were just involved in a federal RICO act. They just arrested some 11 individuals. They all are going to this same facility as Luce Cannon. So now there's, 10, 11 more Hoovers there than it just was 2 weeks ago, right here in this same facility. And they all know who he is. So it makes sense that perhaps they all got into it over whatever the situation was. That also, I don't know. I don't know what they got into it about. But it's the same as if he was in the county jail, the Los Angeles County Jail, Luce Cannon. And these same Hoovers were arrested, indicted, and had to go to jail, but instead of the feds, they go into, it's a state charge, so they go into the LA County Jail. That they will be going to the same place where Luce Cannon is at. It's the same thing. This is a federal county jail that Luce Cannon is at. He's not in prison yet. He's still fighting his case. He hasn't been convicted. You're not going to go to prison while you're fighting your case. You're not going to go to prison if you haven't been convicted of anything. He's still innocent until proven guilty. So he's there still with aspirations of proving his innocence. Luce Cannon. He hasn't, surrendered to prison. He hasn't given himself away to prison. He's in there fighting. So he's in the county jail. And it's the same for the Hoovers that were just arrested and indicted on a RICO, just like they were, just like Luce Cannon and Big U and Brick Baby. They go into the same facility. They were arrested under the same sort of RICO Act, different charges, obviously, but under a RICO Act. So they all in the same facility. So yeah, now he's in there with these dudes. And they're like, oh, this dude right here, everybody's pissed off. We in jail. We don't want to be in jail. This dude been popping it on YouTube. We know this. We know who he is. He's right here with us. Let's have at him. Let's get him. And the word is, that's exactly what happened. Now, I'm going to get back online and I'm going to find out exactly what part of his jaw they hit him in. I want details. I want to make sure I'm bringing you the accurate situation, the accurate story. But from my understanding, me personally, he did get knocked out and he did have a squabble with some Hoovers prior to that, Luce Cannon. And again, his own wife, Sharice Mills, did not deny this. She did not even deny that he got knocked out. She was just upset that people were speaking about it. She said that, again, that people are always speaking about him, but she did not deny these allegations. Stay free, people.